Hello? Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hello, my little fleshlights, my little fleshlings. Welcome to another episode of Within the Flesh, episode 38 or 39. I don't know. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't care. Yes, welcome. Today, I'll be answering some of the best philosophical questions, because everyone throughout history is too much of an idiot to answer them. So I thought it would only make sense that my big brain is used to answer these very interesting questions that no one else has been able to thoroughly answer. So go ahead, strap on in, and hell, maybe even give your own thoughts about the questions, even though, let's be honest, your answers are going to be wrong compared to mine. Yes, today I found an article called 240. Wait, is it 240 or 50? Hold up. Wait a minute. Features? Yeah. 250 philosophical questions by Jean Croteau or Jean. I don't know. It's a girl. MS Psychology Master TEFL certified. Don't know what that means. This was made on May 31st, 2024. Our world is full of mysteries. Why not try to solve a few? One of the most incredible ways to encourage critical thinking and self-exploration is to ask kids thought-provoking questions. Well, listen, if some dumb kids think they can answer this, I mean, I'm gonna sweep the floor. Sorry, I just had spaghetti. Hearing the responses and exchanging ideas can really expand our perspectives and leave us with important food for thought. Want to try? Here are some philosophical questions to share with students in the classroom. So in this example, I am the teacher, but I know all the answers, and you're the students, and you're just going to listen to it and maybe comment down below and be like, actually, I think this one. And then I'll laugh and I'll point in your face and I'll say, what is a philosophical question? Already, we're starting off the bat great. Except this is still a continuation of her leading up to the questions. Philosophical questions usually explore human nature, morality, ethics, the origins of the universe, and even the afterlife. Now that one's my favorite one because it makes people the most nervous and they don't feel comfortable. That makes me feel good. These types of questions require deep thinking and don't usually have straightforward, clear answers. They leave a lot of room for interpretation, which is why they are so interesting and fun. It's not gonna be fun here. I'm gonna fucking sweep the floor, baby. All right. Hopefully that cleared up my throat. Fun philosophical questions is the first category we're starting with. Number 1, which really came first, the chicken or the egg? Let's be honest here, people, okay? This is bullshit, and the mass media is controlling everyone's perspective upon this question, okay? They don't want, listen, the far left and the far right don't want you to know the answer to this. It's the chicken. It has to be the chicken, okay? Here's the thing, right? Let's go further back than chicken or egg, okay? Let's go back to fucking dinosaurs. Actually, you know what? Let's go even further back. We're gonna go to amoebas, right? Amoeboys. Listen, when that big giant fucking rock came hurtling at Earth, and it had that water goopy shit in it, right? Think those bitches was an egg? Or you think them bitches was a fucking chicken, huh? Listen, I think it was entirely the chicken because the egg can't survive on its own. It can't, okay? You gotta think of it like that. A lot of people, they're like, it's gotta be the egg because everything starts with the beginning, right? But the problem with that idea is that then who protected the egg? Who gave it warmth? Who raised the egg, right? Especially if we're talking chickens. If you let an egg sit out in like the mud or like I don't know, the fucking rain or anything like that, it ain't gonna survive. So I think, and I know for sure, it's got to be the chicken. Boom. First question down. Get fucked. I'm just saying, like, think of the meteors that came to Earth, right? Which I think is the theory that Earth is, well, let's go even further back. Earth is basically just a bunch of fucking space rocks that came together and became a big sphere, right? Let's be honest with that. That's basically what happened, and I think the all around theory is that one of those big giant asteroids or meteors or whatever, it actually had the life liquid in it. Not saying that Earth didn't have the liquid itself already, but I think there was one that had some alien shit in it, right? And that's how everything kind of got started. Because the conditions were right. Number 2. If you'd been given a different name, would you be a different person? No. Let's put it like this. I beat you up in an alleyway because I'm super strong and I'm super cool, right? All you know me as is the big fat guy that beat you up in an alleyway, right? Then, bada bing, you see me at a party. I get on the microphone. I'm like, hello, everyone. I am here at BB or BA. I am at Beers Anonymous. I am here to say that I regressed tonight. I beat someone up. My name is Justy, right? Does that change what I did? No. All it does is gives you more information, I suppose. But yeah, no. A name is just a name. It's just a title, right? Your name doesn't make you special. Let's be honest here. Like, I don't know. Let's go to the other. Let's go to another extreme, shall we? Hitler, right? If his name was instead Cupcake, right? Or we'll go with a real name. If his name was Alphonse, right? Does that change anything? Not really. Let's be honest. He still did all that shit. Did all that horrible stuff. Name doesn't do anything. You'd be the same person as you were. You know, it's different to how you're represented. Maybe while you're growing up, it's like, but don't you know, I was bullied because my name was Fart. Like, okay, why did your parents name you that then, idiot? But it doesn't change, you know, who they are as a person. I think they're saying like right now, your name is no longer this, it's this, right? I suppose people become attached to their names though. Like if someone called me Jeremy, I'd be like, what? Huh? Right? But I think it would only be a matter of time before I'd be like, yeah, my name's Jeremy, you know? So no, I don't think you would be a different person. Number 3. Would the world be more peaceful if kids were in charge? No. No, not at all. Especially middle schoolers. Are you kidding me? Middle schoolers would like have everyone executed. They weren't in their clique, you know? Kids can be very cruel. Very cruel. I do think there are some ideas that come from kids that are better. Like, we're stuck in a bit of a cycle. Kids often learn bad habits or bad things from the people they're around. They're like a book, right? You write stuff down in them and they learn and all that stuff, and then they employ those things that you have taught them later in life when they become a big person, an adult, right? So I think maybe if there were more things like that, I guess it's also a toss-up because there's also genetics in general. Like, you know, if your kid is born to be a psycho killer, then they're gonna be a psycho killer, whether you treat them like you treat them the right way or not. So that's a tough one. I think there are some aspects that we can learn from kids, but no, it would not be more peaceful. It would just be very different, I'd say. Very different. On to the next one. Number 4. What is kindness? Kindness is Bibble. That's a tough one. Kindness can be a lot of things, but mostly it is what? It is doing something that is not expected of you, but a positive, unexpected. Like, if I have 2 water bottles and I'm in the desert, I could drink both of them. But if I give you one, that's pretty kind, right? I didn't have to do it. I chose to do it. Even smaller things, like, say we're both walking to a building, right? We have to get inside. If I hold the door for you, I think that's also kindness. It's something you didn't have to do, but you still did it. I think that's where kindness is. It's going. I don't know. I guess it's tough to exactly say where it is. Like, I'm trying to consider the other side of it, which is what I always do with my questions. Always consider the other side. Like, if someone said, I don't know, they're like, "Oh, do you like ice cream or cake?" And you really like ice cream. You should always consider, well, what if I did have some cake, right? Always consider the other side, and you will forever have knowledge in your heart for some bipple like that. But I'm trying to think of things where people are expected to do it, but it's still kindness, But I'm not really getting that from it. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I am working as a charity person, right? I'm working at a soup kitchen, and I scoop the soup and I give you the soup, right? But I'm getting paid for it because they need someone to work the soup. That's me. Is it truly kindness at that point? Because it's not like I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for the money. Now, if we switch it, right, and say I'm there on my weekend and I'm not getting paid shit, but they need volunteers to soup, right? I give you the soup. I think that's kindness. I didn't have to be there. It could have been someone else, I guess, but, I was there. I was there to lend my effort, my energy, my willpower to soup and give it to you. So, that's where kindness is. Number 5. Do you think music is a universal language? No, no, not at all. It's not. Not. Not at all. Stop with this. Stop this dumb question. It's dumb. It's not universal language. People have different types of music that they like, and they hate other kinds of music. Has anyone ever, like, here's the thing, right? the big here's the big universal meme of music is that people hate country. They don't like it, right? There is a group of people, there are certain people that love country, right? But a lot of people fucking hate it, right? So, who's speaking that language? Only a particular group, right? I don't know. That's like a dumb question. You think music is a universal language? Universal language to what? I turn on my fucking wacky booger core and you're listening to like fucking 9 Inch Nails. Where's the conversation there, buddy? If we're talking like aliens came down, they start playing like some some aliens come down, they start playing some Daft Punk. I might get down with it a little bit, but I'll be like, that's kind of dated, it's a good bop, but you can only hear Around the World so many times before you're like, okay, I get it, thank you, bye. So I don't think it's a universal language. I think it's an easy gateway. There you go. It's an easy gateway. Like, if you are enjoying music and someone else comes by and they don't speak a lick of what you're saying, right? And maybe their customs are different. Maybe their society is different from yours, right? I think it's an easy gateway, I think it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm enjoying this bop. You enjoy it too, right? Or, because they don't speak your language. So, yeah. I guess it's like, it's entry level. I guess it's like, there's not really any language. It's like, good music. Yeah. Yes, good music. It's like if I said, do you think food is a universal language? Like, I don't know. I guess we all have to eat, don't we? Do you think breathing is a universal language? Yeah. I mean, I like to breathe. I guess other people do too. All right. Number 6. What does happiness feel like in your mind and body? I think happiness is all about it is feeling complete. Maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. Thanks for giving me depression questionnaire. We're only on number 6 out of 250. Might have to split this up into like 2 parts or something. Oh no. But what does happiness feel like in your... So I guess I'll answer them separately since it has to mind and body. Happiness in your mind would probably be no doubt, no worry, nothing like that. Maybe, what is it? Maybe acceptance, being able to accept all that is around you currently and being okay with it. It doesn't mean it's like a entirely good thing, That's like, I don't know. I don't think there's ever like a truly good point in anyone's life because everyone will always find some reason to not be truly happy. That's my perspective. And it's the right one. Don't ever doubt me. I have the big boy brain. But so I think the mind is just acceptance, being okay with everything. It's not you feel very high on your dopamine, something like that. Nothing like that. It's being fully okay with your life, being good with it, you know? I think that's true happiness. Mind. Body? I don't know about that. Maybe it's the same thing, being comfortable in your own body. Like if you're fat or you're too skinny and you're like, man, I'm too fat or I'm too skinny, you know, you're not gonna be happy with your body. You're gonna be like, feel horrible. Or say you have an allergy, right? It's like really bad hay season or something. You got hay fever. You're not gonna be happy at all. So I think it's also just it's a minimal. It's a neutral point for both. It's just being fully okay with where you're at and how you're feeling right now. Whether it be like back pain or just I'm trying to be more deep about it other than like, yeah, what if like your arm itches? That wouldn't be happiness, right? Um but I think you can't really do anything with the body. Like, yeah, you know, if you're not if you're not physically feeling well, then you physically aren't feeling well, and therefore, you know, your happiness won't be there either. So, number 7, can one person really change the world? No, no, no. You ever watch a movie? You ever play a video game? You ever, I don't know, shit your ass and realize that you're sitting on a toilet? You know how many people had to work to make that thing a thing? That thing a thing? To make that project or that item real? A lot of people. They all had to come together. I think maybe there can be a good leader, right? But all in all, it's a very big group of people that make that can change the world, right? Let's think about like armies or something like that, right? I mean, I'm just saying that if not for all of the allies, armies, you know, I think maybe a different force would have won, and maybe all those people would have changed the world for something else, you know? So, um, again, it's a group effort. It's a group effort for everyone, more than likely. Even here's the thing about it as well. I'll add another thing onto it. Um, even when you think it's all you, like you, I did it all. It was all me. It wasn't. It more than likely wasn't. Um, we can get real nitty gritty with this, but the thing is that you were probably talking to some people, or you know, it's like if you're chatting to your friends, you're like, yeah, I'm making this YouTube video about pasta, but I don't know which kind of pasta I should do it on. They can be like, you should do spaghetti, or you should do this or that, right? Even though you're the one who makes the video, right? Everyone else kind of, you know, kind of helped you out there, right? It kind of led your made the suggestion, you know, kind of led you on towards that conclusion of making your pasta video on goulash noodle, or not goulash, large macaroni elbow noodles. I think that's the same thing with changing the world. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna be one of those types of people. I think if we're referring to like the president or something like that, I think the first lady does have at least a little bit of contribution to it. Maybe like, you know, it really depends, you know, if they're actually giving good contribution or not. There's a big difference between, you know, being like the person who was like, yeah, I gave him the idea versus the person who actually did it, you know? So it's maybe it's better as like a percentage, you know what I mean? Like 90% of the effort went towards the person who did it, and then maybe 10% to the people who were like, you know what, you can do this, I believe in you, you know? Number 8. If it were possible to live forever, would you want to? I've kind of, I don't know, I've been thinking about this lately because usually my answer is no. Straight up no. No, 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 no. Because that is miserable. That is horrible. You have to live through so many things. You have to see so many people live and die. You know, you probably wouldn't be able to get close to anyone ever again. You'd be like, well, what's the point? They're gonna die anyways. Um, I wouldn't mind living forever just to see the possibility. But in general, no, never. I would never want to live forever. That shit sucks. It's horrible. Um, just bad. You know. I think that's the most interesting thing is that a lot of people, when I was growing up, you know, the whole idea of living forever in cartoons or movies or anything like that, it was like, oh, whoa, that's so cool. Live forever, hell yeah. But I think everyone kind of had a realization. They're like, wait a second, this would fucking suck, dude. Like, look at a vampire. I I think that's probably like it's death by fucking being old. It's death by being old. Like, eventually you wouldn't be able to learn new things. As long as you're learning, I think it wouldn't be too bad. Like, as long as you're learning what the new things are, how it works, right? Maybe you had like a brain eating parasite that kind of removed the memories of the past, right? I think that'd be fine. As long as you are also moving along with the times, I think that's perfect. You know, you could live forever. But if you're there and you're just witnessing it, right? It's not gonna be good. Because you're gonna be back here and you're gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I played Ape Escape for the PlayStation 2. Actually, no. I played Ape Escape for the PlayStation 1. It was great. And people in the future are going to be like, right? And they're going to point to like the PlayStation 150. And it's going to have like so much random shit you're not going to even understand, dude. You know? So, yeah, it's a toss up. But in general, no. Don't live forever. Very bad. By the way, we're still in like the fun questions. Okay. Anyways, number 9. If people live in a time zone ahead of us, does this mean they live in the future? No, they don't. Shut up, dude. Time is an illusion. Okay? Time doesn't exist. It's just a little thing that makes our little ape brains happy. To be honest, here's my little crazy man theory, right? I think time is moving. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's moving in like all these directions. No, I think because I've been noticing that the weather patterns where I live, they're kind of falling out of sync with the fucking months and like the seasons. Everyone knows fall is supposed to be like, rainy weather, chilly winds. Oh, it's so beautiful. At least in North America, any northern hemisphere people, right? But it's been fucking butt roastingly hot, and I don't understand why. I don't get it, and I hate it. So I can only imagine. And summer was like just kind of nice. It was nice and like just kind of good weather and shit. And last spring it was cold, it was raining, and it was fucking snowing sometimes. I'm like, hello, what? We're in spring. What's happening here, dude? So I think I'm gonna be honest. I think the seasons and the actual weather is like fucking changing. I don't know if that's like time is different now. It might just be more along the lines of weather being different now. But no, people don't live in the future. Time is an illusion. You know, everyone likes to think, what if I made it to the year 2026 or something, right? What if you died before that? You were There is no 2026 for you then, idiot. There was never a 2026. The only time that matters is now. And I know. Even my cat's coming up. He's like, dude, you're starting to sound crazy. You need to shut the fuck up. But that's just my crazy little fan theory. Like, of course, I still believe in time, you know? I'm not gonna be like, oh, clocks are not real. Therefore, please give me all the money in the bank right now. And this is a loaded firearm. Nothing like that. But that's just my little fan theory. Like, man, what if time's actually, not real? And, the only. Here, I'll put it like this. The only knowledge you do have of the future, right, is that it's in the future. That's it. Like, you could be like, I have an appointment tomorrow at the dentist. I will be at the dentist tomorrow. You could get hit by a truck on the way there. Then you would have never been at the dentist. All you know is the future and what it could be, not what it is. That's why we call it the present, baby. Anyways. Number 10. Can a person be happy and sad at the same time? Yes, I'm doing it every time I do a podcast and every time I stream. I think, all seriousness though, there is a thing. I think it's just called masking, right? It's like where you feel tremendous sadness on the inside, but on the outside, you're a little happy-go-lucky. You're like, how's it going, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great day. I love you all so much, right? But like, it's kind of a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like maybe your dog just got hit by a truck. There's a lot of trucks passing through, I guess, but maybe your dog got hit by a truck, right? Just the other day, but you have to go to your job, right? And you're a presenter. You have to be like, hey everyone, our business numbers are going up. Fantastic, everyone. I hope you all have a great day. Remember, keep up the good attitude, right? And then you go to the stairwell and you pull out a cigarette and you start crying and smoking. I think it's just called masking. It's just like covering up the inner emotions that you have. I don't know. I don't think having one emotion is even applicable anymore. Like, I don't think that's how it functions. Like, I don't know. When it's either so fast with different emotions that saying you just have one throughout the entire day or anything like that seems kind of pointless. Or you do have two going on, right? It's like, I don't know. Again, let's go with your dog just got hit by a truck theory. And let's just say you won the lottery, right? You can be incredibly sad about your dog getting hit by a truck, but you can also be very happy that you just won a lot of money, right? Two different emotions being had at the same time. So, yes, you can have happiness and sadness being the same at the same time. Crazy. Sorry. That's just my cat's staring at me. Number 11. Is it possible to think of nothing? No. Because if you're thinking of nothing, then you're thinking. Even nothing can be something. Let me go a little bit artsy fartsy here, okay? Think of an empty glass, right? It's empty, but you can see that it's empty. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. I don't know. Is it possible to think of nothing? I guess it's nothing as in like, are we thinking of the concept of nothing or are we thinking of actually nothing, right? If it's thinking of nothing, then no, not possible, right? It's just your brain not doing anything, right? Maybe you're like, that's the thing. You're always distracted by something, right? So even like when you sleep, sometimes you're dreaming, I guess that's another thing though. Like physically, if you're sleeping, right, and you go throughout the entire night without thinking, right? And you wake up and it's like, oh, I'm awake. Oh, I gotta go eat breakfast, right? You're thinking something, right? So does that mean that you were thinking of nothing that whole time, that whole night, you know? Or was it just that brief glimpse, where you're just like, is it like a blink where you fall asleep and then you, and then you're back awake, you know? It's a few hours later. I'm trying to explain it, right? Imagine it like this, okay? We'll do it like this. You're the outsider, right? You're looking at someone else sleep, and maybe it's been like 5 hours, and they've been just sleeping, and they finally wake up, right? Perfect. You saw all that time elapse. Then it's your turn to go to sleep, right? So you're like, and then you fall asleep, right? But you have no dreams, nothing of that sort. Don't you just instantly wake up? There's no like, oh man, I spent 5 hours in darkness thinking of nothing. You just go to sleep and you wake up like instantly. There's like, oh, well, guess it's been like 5 hours. Here I am. So, yeah. I don't think it's possible to think of nothing. You're always thinking, even if you sleep. You don't even get the chance of doing nothing or being nothing. Nothing is for death. Thank you. Number 12. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? You see, when I was a kid growing up, they always had this fucking joke. It's like, if a mime gets killed by a tree falling in the forest, does it make a sound? And it's like, what does this even mean? I don't understand this shit. Right? This was when I was a little boy. But I suppose this is proposing the concept of, like, this is kind of in the same generalness of, like, are you dreaming? And if you are, how can you tell? Right? Maybe everything around you is constructed just for you. You know what I mean? But I'd still say yeah. You know? It's kind of like if a nuke went off, like, I don't know, in Africa or something like that. I'm not there, but I'm going to be able to hear it. You know? Maybe even see it on like a live broadcast and shit. You know? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's like a grain thing in Africa. It's really big. It's a really, it's for the entire world. Suddenly my bread prices grow up. Well, not grow up. They go up, right? I still experience it somehow, even if it's like a shock wave, right? Um, Somehow I still experience something from that, right? Even if I'm not there to witness it in person, still does something to me. I don't know if the tree does, but I think it does make a sound. In fact, it does make a sound. Always listen to me. I have a big brain. You cannot dispute this. Do animals have thoughts and feelings like humans? Yes. Yes, they do. I think they're just simplistic, right? Guys ever get like really hungry, right? And all you're thinking is in your head is like cheeseburger, right? I think it's something like that. I think it's like, me no think. Me have only one focus and me do this, right? Um and I think everything has feeling, right? I keep saying right, but I think everything has feeling because or every living thing has feeling because I don't know actually. Hold up. Let me think about trying to think. I think the most basic feeling is pain, right? Like, or hunger. Because hunger, there has to be something, right? There has to be some kind of like, what's the drive for hunger? Like, when animals get hungry, what happens? They feel pain, right? Is there any kind of animal that doesn't feel pain? Because I'm pretty sure if you're hungry, you feel pain, and everything that's living has to eat. Am I wrong? Maybe not the trees, of course. But we're talking animals. Um, Animals have to eat something, or else they starve, and starving hurt bad, right? They need that drive to keep them going, right? To reproduce, to continue to search for food, to fuel them, right? It's like a car. You have to keep fueling it up, or else it's going to sputter, it's going to dry up, and then you're not going to be able to drive your car anymore. And in this case, the car is your body. So, I do think they have thoughts that are very simplistic. And I think those thoughts are only caused by the feelings they have, which is me hungry, me need to go eat food. Good. Um, there are some things, of course, that are like a little bit different. Like, there are some things, like, does a cat really need to be affectionate to you and be like, oh, I love you, mwah, right? No, not really, you know? But they know, they understand that, oh, if I'm a cool little dude to this big person, I can get some food, I can get some tasty treats or something, you know? um, yeah. Okay, on to the next one. If you could see into the future, would you want to know what happens? No, absolutely not. That sucks. Because then you don't know nothing. I'm gonna quote my favorite movie, my favorite real life not action, my favorite real life movie. It's kind of like in this movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. You know, the character eventually, they can see into the future, what could be in all these universes as well. It's like, oh, I understand every single thing that can happen or could happen. They just become depressed. They just become depressed, and it's like, why am I still alive? You know, nothing matters. You know. uh, yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. And I wouldn't want to have it happen to me, because then there's no more surprises. And this is speaking as a person who hates surprises and tries to know everything, so that way they don't get surprised and shit. I wouldn't even want all the knowledge in the world, because then there's nothing, there's no goal, there's no aspect, there's no desire anymore to continue, right? Other than living, I guess. And at that point, what's, you know, what would you consider living? Just eating your fucking graham crackers, sitting there shitting your ass? Idiot? All right. Number 15. Are there things in life that are truly random, or is everything predetermined? Everything is random, baby. There's only, I don't know. What do we mean by predetermined? I think everything's random, and since I think it has to be true. Bada bing, bada boom. Everything has to be random, because you can grasp onto the reins of destiny for a little while, right? Be like, yeah, I'm gonna control my destiny, baby. And you can go to the dentist. But there's always some random thing that can come in out of nowhere. And it's not even for a particular reason or anything like that. But sometimes maybe you just take the wrong turn, and maybe you accidentally hit a dog with your truck. Oh, it's a callback. It's not something that you plan to do, right? And it's not something that was going to happen. It just happened. You know? I don't like predetermination either. Let me just I'll go ahead and get it out of my system right now. I hate with an absolute passion predetermination, or even the concept of it, that everything is just as it is. Yeah, go lie under a rock. Maybe you were predetermined to starve to death, idiot. It is basically the, well, I don't want to take any responsibility. It's only it's it's basically living on autopilot, right? Predetermination and shit like that. In fact, let me look this up. I need to make sure I'm speaking against the right thing, because I don't want to be like dissing some some fucking thing and being like, me. Predetermination is the act of deciding or arranging something before it happens. It can also mean the state of being predetermined or a purpose formed in advance. He entered the argument with a predetermination to prove me wrong. A predetermination of guilt denies the rights of defendants who are entitled to their day in court. The ordaining of events beforehand, a fixing or settling in advance. Okay, so I think I was getting that confused with destiny. Destiny, fuck off, right? Predetermination can happen, yes. But you only get a smidge of it. You only get a little bit of predetermination. You can only do so much predetermination before something random happens. It's kind of like if you got in a fight with your wife, right? Or something like that. Let's go with your friend, right? Because everyone has a friend. You get in a fight with your friend, right? And you're like, I know what they're like, okay? I understand them. I'm going to go into this argument and I'm going to win, right? So you get all your evidence. You're like, I know exactly what to say. Here we go, right? And then you go and you talk to them. You're like, let's do this right here, right now. And they're like, you know what? I forgive you. And you're like, what? I had this all prepared. Oh, I forgive you. What? You know? Or, you know, that's the thing, is that they could do anything. There's no real being like, I can be absolutely ready for this. You can't. And any plans you may make, sometimes they might pull through, right? But that's the thing, is that predetermination is relying on the randomness lining up. And only when it does line up is it like, so it was predetermination. I was able to conjure that up. I was able to do that because I thought of it. Anyways, on to the next one. So, just to reiterate, since we're at 15 questions out of 250, so number one, which really came first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken. If you'd been given a different name, would you be a different person? No. Would the world, or number three, would the world be more peaceful if kids were in charge? Absolutely not, but there are some things you can learn from them. Number four, what is kindness? Kindness is doing something that you are not, that you don't have to do, but you still do it anyways. Number five, do you think music is a universal language? No, but it's an easy gateway into further development. Number six, what does happiness feel like in your mind and body? Complete acceptance of the circumstances surrounding you and being okay with it. Number seven, can one person really change the world? No, it's all a group effort, and there's only, if there was ever just one person, it would be like 99 or 98% just them, and then other factors. Number eight, if it were possible to live forever, would you want to? No, unless I was to continue learning with the times and developing with them. Yeah. Living forever sucks. Don't do it. It's bad, trust me. Number nine, if people live in a time zone ahead of us, does this mean they live in the future? No, time is not real. Number 10, can a person be happy and sad at the same time? Yes, different emotions happen for different reasons. Number 11, is it possible to think of nothing? No, you're always thinking. Even if you're going to sleep, you instantly like wake up, bada bing, you're always thinking about something. Number 12, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? Yes, it does. Number 13, do animals have thoughts and feelings like humans? Yes, they do, but it's very simplistic. Number 14, if you could see into the future, would you want to know what happens? No, it makes it very boring and it basically kills your whole reason for living. Number 15, are there things in life that are truly random, or is everything predetermined? Some things you can try and predetermine, but it's really reliant on randomness, so it's all pretty much random. Good luck. Okay. Let's take a break. One moment. I have to check my phone. Someone sent me a message on Discord, but I can't go check Discord because I'm on my camera right now. My camera is showing me on Discord bibbling, which I probably don't even need to do that anymore. I could just arrange a camera view on OBS. Be like, boop, there you are. But I'll go check this little question real quick. How's everyone doing with the questions so far? Have you made sure to write down your own answers, post them in the comments, and be like, oh, let's see. All right, yeah, it was just the game. Fantastic. Okay. Let me get a drink of water. Ah, delicious. Okie dokie. I hope everyone's ready for the next round. Maybe I'll go up to 50. It'll be 5 episodes of 50 questions or something. We'll see how long the podcast is. We're already an hour in, and we're only at like question 15. So if we take 1 second, let me go take a look at the calculator. We do 250 divided by 15. Oh god, that's 16. That'd be 16 hours if it took me 1 hour to fucking cover one thing for 15 questions. I might have to split this up into parts. Number 16. Is it always better to know the truth even if it hurts? That's a tough one, baby. I'd say yes. Yes, yes, yes. Because the thing about the truth is that unless you die before you hear the truth, eventually it might come around and get you. This is circumstantial, I guess. That the thing I just said really just made me rethink it and be like, what if, like, say I in the future have a wife, right? And she starts cheating on me, right? But I never know until the day I die. Like, even when I die, I still don't know, right? For all my life, I thought to myself, I have a good wife. My wife is very good. I love her. She would never cheat on me, right? But I die, and then what? My whole life was good, you know? So, for this one, it'd be nice if the truth never came around. I'd say, yeah, you know, it's better to not even know the truth, right? Like, I don't know. It's kind of like, again, it's all about the end, right? It's all about the end goal. It's kind of like if, what is it? Towards the end of your life, right? Say it all comes tumbling down. It keeps tumbling down, tumbling down. Your kids, they go up to you, they say, we hate you. We fucking hate you. You were a horrible parent. And you're just a piece of shit, right? All right. Then your wife is like, yeah, I've been cheating on you for 30 years. Ever since our wedding night, I couldn't stand the sight of you. You've been a horrible person, and you're disgusting to me. Okay. your friends come in. And they're like, we were only your friends because we pitied you because you're such a pathetic whelp. You're such a little pity person, and it was always such a drag to be around you, right? And you're just there on your deathbed, and you're like, what the fuck? You're like, this is some fucking bullshit, dude. What is this? This is garbage, right? Um, yeah, I'd fucking be like, man, this sucks. I guess I'll just die and fucking realize my whole life was shit. I hate it. Um, I think it's only good to know the truth if it's something that can be changed or something that might help you realize something. Um, like, you know, I don't know. I think that's a tough one right there. It's always better to know the truth, even if it hurts. I would say so, yeah, because I've had a lot of experiences like that myself where it's like, you know, throughout life, I've had people say things like, there was a point in my life where I was a very bad friend to people that I knew. And eventually, one day, they all left me, right? I was like, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. Why'd everyone leave me? One of them did tell me, right? They said, yeah, you were actually a very bad friend. And that's why no one wanted to be around you, right? Had I known that sooner, maybe I could have changed and saved that friendship, right? But I wasn't able to in time, and therefore I lost those friends, right? Had I known the truth sooner, I think I could have changed, right? I could have changed. Anyone else could have been me. But it kind of helped me in the future, anyways, because now I've learned how to be a better friend to people and, chat with them, do that kind of stuff, listen to them, right? So I think it's very good, even if it does hurt a lot, because that did hurt quite a bit, made me very sad, to the point where I was like, what's the point, What's the point of even having friends? But yeah, I think that's good. It's good to know, even if it hurts. What is the purpose of dreams? Number 17. Dreams are nothing. They are just a collection of your experiences and maybe controlled a little bit by the feelings you have recently, right? If you're having questions, they're also controlled by temperature. That's right. Have you ever slept really hot or really cold, right? You ever have fucking nightmares because of it? That's right. That's because of temperature, bitch. Plus some of your own feelings. Like, I remember when I was anxious about living in my apartment because I didn't know what was going to happen, that I would have frequent nightmares about my landlord putting an eviction notice on my door. Not even for any real reason. It's just like, oh, that's it. You have to move out. I would just be terrified. In my nightmares about it. And when I woke up, I still had that fear, right? So I think it's mostly controlled by your current emotions and your experiences that you have had throughout your life. Maybe not exactly every experience you've had throughout your life, because sometimes you're just watching a show about like someone doing airplane diving or something like that, right? And therefore you're able to dream about it, right? You can imagine it. But yeah, that's basically it. Dreams are a collection of your experiences or your thoughts or your imagination, influenced by the feelings that you are currently having. There you go. Number 18. Can a machine ever truly understand a human? I love machines. Ever since I was a little boy, I've always wanted to live in a world with machines. I watched that one movie, that one DreamWorks movie, Robots. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. I love this, right? I wanted a society like that. Just robots and shit, right? I think they can. One day. Not right now. I think there's only, it's kind of like me. It's kind of like me right now. I mean, it's kind of like you ask me a question, I answer it. Does that mean I'm understanding you? Or does it just simply mean I'm answering the question? Makes you think. But yeah, I think machines can probably one day. This is just me hoping for that robot future, but I think machines can understand humans one day. If there's any possibility about having them have their own learning kind of thing, you know what I mean? Here's the thing, right? I've been having quite a few disagreements about this with other people, but I think machines can one day become just like humans. And there's no doubt in my mind because there are so many similarities, right? And a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that, or they do and they hate it because it's such a terrifying thought that one day something we can create can become just like us. But the thing is that you're already creating things that are like you, and they're called babies, idiots, right? I'm just saying. Listen, let's go through the thing. Let's go through the process. A baby you make with another person, right? What is it? What is it? It's just another fucking thing that learns. It's a thing that learns and grows up and uses that knowledge however it wants to, right? That person could be a fucking serial killer, right? You could have a kid that's a serial killer or one of the greatest people in the fucking history of the world, right? Robots, I feel like one day, because we're pretty close, or we're at least on the path to it. You say, hey, did you know about this, right? And they learn about it. They learn, right? Even if it's just because you commanded it. There's no self-thought yet. There's no like them understanding it as something that applies to them, right? It's all about you. You say, climb these stairs, right? Not because you want the robot to climb stairs for itself. You want it to climb stairs because you have something that you want it to do, right? Like climbing the stairs. It's because it's something that you want, right? That's kind of like if you talk to your child and you're like, go to school, right? And they go to school, right? Fair enough. But that's like if they never got in trouble or they never got a bad grade or anything like that. You'd be like, that kid's a fucking robot, right? So I think the similarities are becoming very close together. So can a machine ever truly understand a human? Not currently, but in the future, I highly believe yes. Number 19. Is there a difference between living and simply existing? Oh boy. Depends. I would say the only difference is living is whatever you're wanting to do. Doesn't mean you have to go outside and be like, yeah, I'm kayaking. Let's go. Right? You don't have to be like in one of those Red Bull commercials or anything like that. It's simply what you want to do, right? Anything that is bringing you joy by doing it, right? And it's something you can do often, or it's something that you are working your goal towards. I think that's living, right? It is having the happiness happen because of what you're doing. Existing is just making sure your vital functions are good. Like, are you peeing correctly? Why is there blood in your stool? Right? That's not good. That's not existing. That's you almost, probably not going to be existing soon enough. 20. If everyone were exactly the same, would life be better or worse? Well, what do you define as better or worse? What is better or worse? See, that's my philosophical F word coming out. But better or worse? It's tough to say, you know? If everyone was the same, probably wouldn't be any war, probably wouldn't, you know? And that's another thing, is that if everyone was exactly the same, do they all have the same belief? What if it's all me, right? What if everyone in the world is me? I'd probably be happy. I'd be like, this is great. But at the same time, there's lots of people who aren't like me. And some people who are the exact opposite of me. There are some people I don't even like, right? But I enjoy them because they make life different than what it is. What I experience every day. I'm gonna go with worse. If everyone were exactly the same, I'd say it would be worse. Sure, there wouldn't be a lot of stuff that's bad, like war, maybe starvation. Maybe that wouldn't be happening, or anything like that. But the problem is, it would also remove the chaos, right? And you can't enjoy peace without a little bit of chaos that happens before it, baby. You have to go through the bad before you get the positive, or else you wouldn't know what positive is. You wouldn't know what peace is unless you had chaos to fuck up your life. So, yeah, it would be worse. It would be like a flat, neutral. It would be flat Minecraft world, right? You wouldn't have any structures. You wouldn't have any hills or anything like that. All right, that's it for the quote unquote fun philosophical questions, quote unquote. We are now moving on to philosophical questions about life and society. Or, in other words, philosophical questions about life and society. Number 21. What is the meaning of life? Now, that's an easy one. I don't know why people always have an issue with it. The meaning of life. Nah. The meaning of lice. The meaning of lice. The meaning of life is to live how you want. That's how it should be. Absolutely. No one can detest me because that is what I have just said. What I said is true. The end. You have to live life for yourself. That doesn't mean, yeah, you're number one. Fuck everyone else, right? There's people in your life you care about, right? So care about them, right? That doesn't mean like, it's kind of like, what's a good example? I'm trying to think of a good one, but those movies where there's like always a guardian or a protector or something like that, or even like a parent. A parent, right? Once someone has a kid, they're like, oh, they're my life. I would do anything for that kid. I would make sure that they stay nice, happy, and healthy, right? That's what brings them joy in life, is to see others, their kid, or whoever they're protecting, succeed, right? That's just how it is in general, right? If your friend was doing horrible, and if you're a good friend, you wouldn't want them to do bad, right? You would want to help them out, right? That doesn't take away from your life, as long as you don't let it. Living your life doesn't mean a solo operation. It means that you do it how you want, right? You afford people who you care about the effort of helping them if it feels good to you, right? That's the meaning of life. It is to live it for yourself and give it purpose how you want to give it purpose, right? I think a lot of people can't do that though. A lot of people get really hung up on it because they don't know what that means. They don't know what living life for themselves mean. I think maybe they just get very confused about it. They don't like they only understand living for other people, maybe. Um, but again, that's another thing that you can do, right? You can live for other people, right? That can be your life as long as it's bringing you joy, you know? It's not to say like life is so there's no risks in life, lol. So just do whatever you want. There are many risks and there are many responsibilities in life, right? It is just balancing what you handle as a responsibility versus what you're getting from life, you know? So that's my answer for number 21. That's how you live life. That's what the meaning of it is. Number 22. What is the biggest issue in our society right now? Stubbornness, maybe? Yeah, that's right. That's my philosophical and my feely little F word coming out. Um, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd say it's misunderstanding or shit like that. It's being stubborn. Yeah, that's right. I'm going down that pathway. That pathway. I'm sticking to my guns. Um, I think, I think that's the biggest issue in general. In like absolute, like the biggest general issue. Like I'm not focusing and saying, yeah, you know what? It's hunger, bro, or oh, it's war. It's misunderstanding. You know, just not. It's not seeing eye to eye. You know, you're not seeing eye to eye. You need to see eye to eye and all that. To explain more about that, what I mean is like, here's the thing: being able to not be stubborn and being able to see eye to eye, having an understanding. There it is. There it is. I was looking for the right word. The number one complete word for this. The biggest issue in our society right now is understanding. Everything would be completely Gucci if there was more understanding in our life. You want to know why people of religions and non-religions fight? It's because there's no understanding between them. There's no, oh, you have your belief. I don't have any. That's fine, right? There's what's the deal with war? It's well, my country is better than yours. I want your fucking iron. Well, dude, I need the iron too, asshole. Okay, you know what? Understandable. Fair enough. Good day. Maybe we can make a deal or something, right? A lot of issues are just understanding. Not saying it's like the cure all, of course. Because there's just I could be like, yeah, I don't have $1 to give you, local thug. And you could just be like, I don't fucking care, I'm gonna kill you now. I'm gonna fucking kill you because you only got $1, you stupid bitch. Right? But I'm gonna stick with that. I think it's just understanding in our society. That's the big issue. Number 23. What is your vision of the ideal society? Um, I would say it'd have to be like, oh boy. I think the Olympics are like the best way to like deal with shit. You know what I mean? Like instead of killing people and stuff like that, instead of going to war and stuff, just have the fucking Olympics. You know, be like, okay, I'm going to professionally train 10 of these people, and they're gonna go against 10 of your people, right? Or maybe even like just choose 150 soldiers, have them fight. Be like, okay, here we are. We both know that the battlefield is fucking fair and it's all good shit, right? Um, all right, let's see who wins, right? It's kind of like it's kind of like those verses or those like those fucking RTS games. It's like RTS games, but you're only allowed a maximum amount of soldiers, right? It can be any class. It just has to be certain a certain type, right? And you only get a certain amount. I think that'd be really good. Like that'd be an ideal society. Not having like big ass wars where you fuck up the land and shit like that. Just have like 150 soldiers versus 150. Who wins? Whoever wins this, bada ving, right? But the problem with that is that people are like, well, you have 150 out of like 2,000 soldiers in total. I have like 2 million back home. Fuck you. Fuck your little rules. I'm gonna do it. But I think that'd be cooler. I think that'd be nice. An ideal society would probably like just, I don't know, still have our differences, but just wouldn't escalate it to such an extreme. You know what I mean? Like, I would say ideal society would do the whole, my whole Olympic wars, right? But when it came to like disagreements, you would just understand them. You would just be like, you know what, I can see your point. I don't really agree with it, but um, that's fair enough. Want to go get a burger or something? It's not like everyone should be happy with each other. Everyone should be like accepting and all that. You can be like, I disagree with that. I'm not gonna enforce my beliefs on you, but I will be doing my own shit, and I do see where you're coming from, possibly, right? That's my ideal society. Number 24. Do you think it's important to conform in society? Eh, kinda. Kinda not. I think a general conformation would be good. Because when you don't, you get a lot of stragglers, you get a lot of tribalism, which is basically the concept that people will develop their own circle, right? Their own group based upon a concept that isn't generally accepted, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's like the flat earthers, right? I don't agree with them. I believe more in science, but for a lot of people, they're like, yeah, you know what? Flat Earth sounds good, right? And I don't know if it's because they want to stick out and be special, or if it's like something else. If they genuinely believe in it, but I think that's what happens when you don't conform to society. A lot of people are like, yeah, freedom to do whatever you want is great. It's not, because then you get like this kind of shit. Could you imagine this on like a super wide scale though? Like people are just like, yeah, I think I think cats and dogs can talk. They just do it with their eyes. We just gotta we have to look at them, you know? So we're gonna start we're gonna go ahead and what is it? We're gonna try and push a bill that makes it where everyone has to look in their dog or cat's eyes for 2 hours. Right? They have to do it because that's what we believe in. Right? I don't know. That's a big issue. Conforming to plus, it would be like, is what we have currently as society a good thing to conform to? It's assuming that the belief, the knowledge, all that shit, the policies in current place, are they actually good or are they not? You know, maybe it's I'll go ahead and do another philosophy and social F word. Um, Maybe if we were able to make our society more appealing to those group of people, they would be more willing to conform to it rather than to push back and rebel and to create their own group. Thank you. Number 25. How can humans improve the world in the next 5 years? I don't fucking know. Kill kill 5 people a day. Oh no. That's a tough one. How can humans improve the world in the next 5 years? What would it be? Would it be like what you call it? Hamburger. It'd be like cutting down on gas or buying less food. Oh, I have a good one for how humans can improve the world in the next 5 years. It's called actually taxing corporations and you know the super duper rich. Not like the rich people, like in general, but like I'm talking people who can buy 5 yachts. Like fuck off. Listen, if I have to go to the fucking Dollar Tree to get myself dinner sometimes, fuck you. You should do it too. um, I don't know. Maybe that's also a thing with the whole perfect society thing. You know, because I know none of this shit's ever gonna happen. It won't ever. It really won't. I'm just letting everyone know right here, right now. It ain't ever gonna happen. If you ever believe in this kind of shit, it ain't ever gonna happen. You better just get used to it. But I think that'd be pretty cool to improve the world. To not have like super rich people, right? It's not. How do I say this without sounding like a hippie? It's not like. It's not. Oh, people shouldn't be super rich, bro. I'm just saying, like, if we instead take that money and reinvest it into other parts of life, I think that'd be a lot better. Like, the ships, the yachts, pretty cool, right? Avocado toast. Pretty cool, right? But how about we invest that into something that actually is going to make like a return on society? You know, let's keep the blood flowing, not stagnating, okay, baby? Because that's how I see it, right? It's not about you can't have the rich stuff in life, right? It's more about keeping the blood flowing. If the blood becomes stagnant, then everything will go to shit, and then everything that you did get while you were rich or running a company or something like that, gonna fall to shit. How can you, you know, keep selling stuff if people can't keep buying? You know what I mean? That's basically where I'm getting at. All right. Number 26. What is the most important thing in life? Isn't this like what? Wasn't this the question of what's the meaning of life? It's to live it for yourself, baby. Always live it for yourself. Unless it means like an actual physical object or something. What is the most important thing? Nah, thing is like person, place, or object. I don't know. I had to say yourself. Genuinely yourself. Absolutely yourself. It's also very important to have a people that you cherish in your life around. Connection or number one thing that we have in our life that makes it worthwhile. You know, it is the relationships that we have that we can cherish, that we can delve into and change, that make a life a very good time. So I think those are very important to have. Uh, we're talking like an object though. Minecraft is like a really cool game. Like it. Number 27. Are people too greedy? Yes. Yes, I just talked about that. I think people are too greedy, but not like again, it's tough to say. See, and god damn it, I just fucking caught myself in a contradiction there. Justy, how can you say people should live life how they want to, but also you're telling like super rich people that they can't get like another yacht or something? Kind of sounds like contradicting, boy. Yeah, you're right. let me untangle the wires of this. Reword it. So it's either I change my answer of how you should live life, or I change my answer on how you should be spending your money. Okay, I'll hit it with this. Um, it would be nice. This nah, it's all gonna come together. Don't worry. Okay, so here we go. I changed my answer for number 25. How can humans improve the world in the next 5 years? I still think people should be taxed properly, and that money should actually go to the people who need it, not like, oh, I give it out to people, bada bing bada boom. I mean, like, actually improve shit around you, like put in some cool fucking water parks or something. But it shouldn't just be like fucking taken from them. I think it should be like an actual, you know, this is the rule for everybody, dude. This is just how it is. It's not like I'm gonna single you out, motherfucker. Um, but it would be better if those people were able to recognize that maybe investing their money into something that can raise up some of the little guys uh, would actually improve their company. Boom, right? And then we go on to the next part, which is number 27. Are people too greedy? Yes, but that's okay. Boom, right? No contradictions. Uh, People are too greedy, but that's okay because that is how they wish to live life. Kind of sucks for the rest of the people, of course, but the thing about that is that if the other people don't like being around those greedy people, they would probably do their own thing, right? As long as boom, another good point right there. Here's the thing about the people who don't get properly taxed either, is that sometimes they put up rules, right, or policies or shit like that that makes it impossible for other people to do what they're doing, right? So it's kind of gatekeeping it. Bada bing, bada boom, she. I come out on top. Thank you. Sorry for that whole jumble, man. I'll once we get to answer 30, I will go ahead and redo everything and clearly state my opinion. Um, how could the world change for the better? Number 28. Some of these are just like the fucking same thing. Like, how can humans improve the world in the next 5 years? How could the world change for the better? Hello? I think. How could the world change for the better? I think. I don't know. Put up some more turbines or some shit. I don't like these questions because they're tough. Because uh, I don't have a team behind me that's like, oh, sir, Justy should actually bring up how you should this. I don't have many aspects of life helping me out right now. It's kind of like that other question of person change the world. No. Well, then how am I supposed to answer this? How could the world change for the better? Uh, be more understanding. Be more understanding. Uh, make water epic, dude. Like, make water really cool. A lot of people, I feel like, don't recognize that water is like a really great drink. They're like, I have to drink my Coca-Cola or my Pepsi, right? Nah, drink water. That'd be cool. The world changed for the. I don't know. I feel like I already answered these somehow, but my defining answer would be probably yeah, just understand. You know? I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that. Maybe I'm not seeing the difference in questions, which makes me sad because that makes me feel like I'm stupid. Okay. Is failure ever useful? Absolutely. Number 29, by the way. Absolutely. It is very useful. It is the how can you ever know if you're a winner or if you're successful if you never have a failure? I don't want to be one of like those parents that are like, just because you didn't win this one, honey, doesn't mean you're bad. It's just a learning curve. It's just you being able to learn from your mistakes. Shut up. Even though you're correct, shut up. Uh, failure is very useful because then you can see how shit you are at something and if you wish to continue that or not. If you do, then you know where to improve from because the baseline is now different. Or you now know your baseline, so now you can change things and make them different. There you go. Number 30. What would life be like if we never experienced pain? It would be very bad and very suck ass and just horrible. Pain is part of life, and if you didn't have pain, you wouldn't know what pleasure is, and that kind of sucks, right? Imagine it like this, okay? I'll give you guys a prompt so that way you can understand this fully. You like ice cream, correct? Or maybe you're lactose intolerant. You like cake, correct? Or maybe you have a dairy allergy or some shit like that. Or not dairy allergy, a gluten allergy or some shit like that. I don't know. You like some kind of sweetness, sourness, something, right? Let's just go with your favorite food, right? Think of your favorite food, viewer or listener. Mine is probably ice cream. Ice cream is really great. Or spaghetti. You get to eat that now every single day for the rest of your life, and you have to eat it. It's not like fun anymore, is it? It's not as good as it is it? Right? If you have pleasure each and every day for the rest of your life, eventually you'll probably get tired of it. And you'll be like, damn, I wish I could have some motherfucking avocado toast. I wish I could have me a broccoli right now. Um so yeah. Uh what would life be like if we never experienced pain? It would be very bad, very boring. Um because you don't have any baseline for you know how shit it can be. It's kind of like, what is it? I don't like any of those weird cold ass salads. Like macaroni salad, fuck off, right? It's very cold. Why would you why would you have it with like a hot dish? Are you like an idiot? Right? Now because I ate that, I understand how bad it can get, right? So I can appreciate good tasting food more because I'm like, at least this isn't fucking macaroni salad. Number 31. Why is it important to help others? Helping others have the possibility of helping you, right? Um, let's say I say, ah, okay, let's go with this, right? It's going to be kind of hard for some people who don't know what I'm talking about, but there is a 3D program called Blender. I like to use it to make art and animations and such, right? If someone wants to learn about it and I just, right? I don't care about it. I don't try and help them, right? They'll never learn it, right? And maybe that'll just be that. Or maybe I might need help in the future. I'll be like, damn, only I knew someone who understood this, right? Oh, let's go with the other timeline, shall we? Where I did help out that person learn it. I said, okay, this is how you do it. Da, da, da. Here's all the knowledge I can give you, right? In the future, when I'm confused, then I'm like, what the fuck is this? I can be like, oh, wait, I taught that one person how to do this. Hey, do you have any tips on this? Actually, dude, I decided to do my own learning on this and boom, subdivide that bitch or something. I don't know. And I could be like, oh, great, now I know. Let's consider the opposite of it, right? What if you never help anyone else out? Never in your whole life, right? You're just like, nope, nope. I gotta look out for number one, and that's me, baby. Which is something I advertise, except for the whole not helping out others or not caring for others. Um, you better be fucking good at everything then. You better be good at caring for yourself and making sure you're all healthy and good. You better make sure you know all the knowledge in the world. Even then, it won't be enough because other people will always know more than you do, and maybe that can enlighten, you know, how you do something. Hell, even if, let's say, you have all the knowledge in the world, right? Sometimes people have knowledge of something, and their explanation of the knowledge that you both share can incite you into something you didn't know before, right? So it's always important to help other people because of that. You literally just get you get returns on your shit, dude. And plus, if you ever need help in the future, I guess that's the whole thing is that if you ever need help in the future, you can get it back. Also, I forgot to say the numbers. We're on 31, and I forgot to summarize the last 15. So let's go back and do that real quick. So here's the summarization. Number 16. Is it always better to know the truth even if it hurts? Yeah. I forgot what I fucking said. Yes, it is almost always better unless you can die before you know the truth. uh, because if you have no time to improve or change on whatever truth that is, or anything like that, then there's really no point but to make you feel like shit. Number 17, what is the purpose of dreams? Dreams are nothing but your imagination being influenced by your feelings, and whether that's good or bad, and sometimes it's also temperature as well. Number 18, can a machine ever truly understand a human? Not currently, but I think in the future, and I am hoping for it, I think there will be some that can truly understand a human, and it will be equal. Number 19, is there a difference between living and simply existing? Yes, living is when you are doing something that you enjoy and you get to do it even with hardships or anything like that. You get to do it. Existing is simply keeping your vitals in check, making sure you're not dying, because what's the opposite of existing? Not existing. How do you not exist? You're dead. Number 20, if everyone were exactly the same, would life be better or worse? Some aspects of it could be better, but generally it is worse because there are no differences. There's no different perspectives. There's nothing new to learn or do. Number 21, what is the meaning of life? Life is what you make of it. You should always do what you want to do. Always make time out for the people that you love, when and if possible, and also do projects that you enjoy, shit like that. Yeah. Number 22, what is the biggest issue in our society right now? I think, you know what, I'm going to change my answer because I think it's asking for like a literal concept, a literal thing. I think the biggest issue in our society right now is ideologies. Yep, that's right. I'm going crazy banana balls with this one. Ideologies suck. They are kind of infecting every person, and they're like, ah, yes, I believe in this thing that makes no fucking sense. Improve science, make science much more understandable for kids, and make sure they understand concepts. Thank you. Number 23. What is your vision of the ideal society? Ideal society would be everyone being able to understand each other, not so much as in they have to be a hive mind and that's it. Either, this way or nothing. It's understanding it, whether you agree with it or not. Number 24, do you think it's important to conform in society? Um, I think it's good in some aspects. It is, it's good. as long as the society that is being conformed to is set upon good principles, good policies, good everything. Otherwise, it is not good. Number 25, how can humans improve the world in the next 5 years? Taxing people that are obscenely rich, not to the point to where it's like, oh, fuck you, you're poor, but making it where that money is actually being put into places where the bottom line is brought up so that way people can continue to spend money. It's a circle, baby. Keep the blood flowing. Number 26. What is the most important thing in life? You, yourself, and me, myself, and I. Um, no, it's entirely yourself. Always put yourself first, but don't ever be like, okay, it's only me. Because the people that you make connections with are just as important because it's your life, right? They are connected to your life, which is the most important thing. Therefore, they must be important as well, correct? Number 27. Are people too greedy? Yes, they can be, but it's okay because that's how they wish to live life. If people didn't want people that are greedy, they wouldn't, continue to support them or let them be swindled or shit like that. Number 28. How could the world change for the better? What is it? What did I say? Make water epic again. Make water 2.0, baby. um, I don't know. I feel like I already fucking answered that. Didn't I already say I'm gonna answer this because it's only me and like that? Um, how could the world change for the better? I trying to remember what I said. I think I ended it with the Minecraft joke. I said, "Oh, go play Minecraft. Minecraft's cool." Um, I really don't fucking remember what I said for this. Like, I'm trying to consider the phrasing of what the difference between that and thing number 22 something. That um, how could the world change for the better? Did I talk about like fucking Olympics or something? I was like, yeah. I think that was again number 22 where let me go read. Is the biggest issue in our society right now. There's something like that. How can humans improve the world in the next 5 years? It was something, I don't know. But I'll use it here. How could the world change for the better? You know what? I'm gonna change my answer. Bring aliens to Earth. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be really interesting. Like some nice diversity, some cool fucking aliens and shit. I'd love that. And because I love it, and I said that's the number one answer. There it is. You have to believe in that too. Number 29, is failure ever useful? It is very useful. Not really for yourself in like the what is it? In the current, but it is useful in the future. Number 30, what would life be like if we never experienced pain? It would suck ass because pain is part of life. If you never had pain, you would never be able to truly know what pleasure is. I know that's kind of dumb philosophy, dumb shit, right? But it's true. Again, if you got to eat ice cream or your favorite dish for the rest of your life every day and you had to eat it, it wouldn't really be that pleasureful anymore. It would be probably painful eventually. You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. And number 31, why is it important to help others? Helping others may help you in the future because you help them and they will be able to share whatever knowledge they have of a situation or project or program or video game or art or whatever in the future. There you go. All right. Let me drink some more water. I'm what the fuck? Only 2 hours? Almost 2 hours? What the fuck? Maybe I'll do like 100 questions. 125 something. I think that'd be good. Part one, part two. All right. Number 32. Actually, here, we'll take a break. How's everyone feeling about this so far? Everyone enjoying the question? I'm kind of feeling like I'm getting a little bit lazy. Latest one. But at the same time, I'm like, these are like the same 5 fucking questions. Probably misunderstand. Being like, makes sense because of this, or this is just like this other question, even though it's truly not. I don't know. All I know is I'm giving it best, my best ability. Buddy. Best try. Okay. Onwards and upwards. Number 32. What is freedom? Freedom is what you wish, but also to accept the responsibilities that come with it. Freedom is not just to go and. I guess if we're talking absolute freedom, it would be to do whatever you want, free of any consequences and free of any repercussions. Well, like if I wanted to punch a wall for no real reason except I'm free to do it, then yeah, bada bing, I would do it, and I wouldn't have any hurt bones or anything unless I wanted that. If I wanted hurt bones, then yeah, that would be my freedom. Do it. If we're talking real life freedom, though, not fantasy freedom, real life freedom. If we're talking America, right? If we're talking that like freedom of choice. Freedom is to do what you wish within regulations, as well as uh, having those responsibilities and repercussions if you do something that is not within those regulations. So, yeah, if you thought you were truly ever free, just know that you are being regulated. So, just saying. Like, here's the thing, right? I'll just do this real quick because I need to get my little philosophy F word out there a little. Um, you could go up and murder someone, right? But you don't do it because you are taught that is very bad, and maybe you even feel that deep inside that is a bad thing to do, right? Morally, it is wrong, which is why you don't do it. But there is also legally you can't do it because everyone also agrees that's not a good thing to do, right? We'll go for a simpler, okay? Let's go with stealing, theft, like a store or something. Some people see that as morally wrong. Some people see it as morally correct. Legally, it is wrong. So you do have the freedom to steal from a store, like a lollipop or something, but um, again, the issue with that is that you are now dealing with the repercussions, the possibility of being arrested and trialed, theft. Right? So that's what freedom is. Number 33. Can too much freedom be a bad thing? Yes. Yes, it can be a bad thing. I think it's mostly people who don't understand the other half of it, which is the regulations, repercussions, that part of it. People who don't understand that and are like, yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want. No, you can't. There are some things you can't do. There are things you can physically, yes, you can do, but you can't. You know what I mean? I'll do it. Listen, when I come back to re-explain everything after I answer them. What, 17 questions? Yeah, 17 questions. I'll come back and I'll make it simple for everyone to understand. Anyways, too much freedom can be a bad thing because people then feel like they have they can get bored with it as well. That's the other thing. That's why the whole ideal life or having like the perfect life is not very good. Having the perfect life can also be very bad because you feel very bored and very meaningless. Number 34. Should we have to pay for basic needs such as food, water, and shelter? Oh boy. How do I answer this without sounding like too much of a hippie or too much of a absolute big riches man? I think you should pay for it. Yeah, I think you should. But it shouldn't be, you know, I'm gonna fuck your ass unreasonable amount. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like this, right? If I make enough money to afford a Disney, Netflix, what are the other subscription services? Fucking I don't know. Wildlife Geographic. um, all these services, and I can get Uber Eats. I can get let's see. What's another thing I don't need? If I can pay for commissions of furry character or something like that, right? And I'm like, man, why does bread have to cost so fucking much? Then it's like, huh, maybe it's the extra stuff that I'm getting that's probably in the way, you know? So I think, again, and, the other thing about it, of course, if I go to the fucking supermarket and a loaf of bread is $10, then that's bullshit. Fuck off. Like, yeah, you should pay for stuff, but it shouldn't be like, you can't buy anything else. You have to buy this. You can only live on this, because then we go back to the problem of living versus existing. I don't think everyone should have everything possible, right? Unless they're like really working, but just to have the basic necessities, you know, ask for it. And it shouldn't be free either, because people had to work for to get that stuff to you, right? They had to work to package it, make sure it's good, make sure it's produced correctly, all this other shit, right? What are they gonna get? You know? Why? Here's here's the real issue, right? Where's the incentive anymore if those things are free, right? Why would the people who are doing it and they're not gonna get anything in return? Why are they doing it? You know what I mean? Or maybe it should be free, and the people who actually deliver that to you should get paid more. You know, get paid extra for doing that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what is it? Kind of like if we go back to tribal stuff, right? And but like kind of like how the guy who makes the bread gets more bread than everyone else because he fucking made it, right? Maybe it should be something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe it can be free for others, but the guy who is actually doing all the work should be paid extra for. There you go. Number 35. Should education be free? Absolutely. I don't give a flying fuck, okay? It's not. Listen, I think teachers should still be paid. I just think education itself should be free. Like in the concept of people what is it? Fucking people being like, yeah, no, we're not gonna damn it, now I'm in a contradiction. Damn it. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me think. Because some of the people are like some people are like, me a teacher. Me want money for teaching. And I'm like, well, no, I want education for free, dude. But then at the same time I'm like, yeah, bread, food, shelter, that shit shouldn't be free. You have to pay. Um that's a tough one. That's a tough one, I guess. Because like I don't know how I wouldn't even begin to know how to make bread. Right? I don't know how to crush wheat into flour and then make that flour into bread. I don't know that. Someone else has to do that for me because I don't know. Um, uh, so at the same time, it's like, well, I guess that's the issue, right? Sorry to keep going back and forth, back and forth. Again, I'll be much more clear with my answers. Comes time to wrap it all together, baby. But the number one thing is that I can learn, I can read, I can understand this shit, right? So it should be freedom. I don't need someone else to fucking teach me. It would make it much more faster if someone was able to teach me, but I don't need it. So yeah, I think it should be free. You know, if I want to fucking get a book that's like, this is how you. Damn it. Now we're down the line again, which is like, okay, well, someone had to write that book, so fuck you, dude. No, education should not be free. People had to learn shit, and uh, they had to write that shit down. So, yeah, no, education shouldn't be free. Oh, fuck, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because it's not something I believe in. Man, that's a tough. That's a tough 35. Should education be free? Maybe it should be like volunteer service. I think there should be people who are willing to teach it for free if they wish to do it. And again, this would correlate with my previous answer of you should help others because then they can know and return that to you. Yeah, never mind. I'm going back to it. Education should be free. It's just that people should volunteer to teach if they wish, because everyone can learn it by themselves. It would be tough, but I think a lot of people who already know stuff probably want to teach people, uh, either to just make society as a better place, or for much more greedy things like you say, oh, I have this book on metal forging. Here you go. Boom, that person maybe becomes a metal forger and they can make you a diamond ring in Minecraft. Okay, sorry that one took a little long. Number 36. If happiness were the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich? What is this? An icebreaker? What is this? An interpersonal question? What the fuck? If happiness were the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich? Sleeping. Yeah. Sorry, honey. I gotta clock into my 8 to 5 job. Sleeping. What kind of work would make you rich? Oh, teaching. Teaching would be fucking number one. Absolute. I always have loved the concept of, like, I know everyone shits on stuff, but I love teaching, dude. I had a few bad ones growing up, but even then, they were like good at teaching the fucking subject. No, they weren't ever like they were assholes. Don't get me wrong. They were like, okay, everyone, why'd you all do bad on this test, right? But it's not like they were ever truly bad at teaching their. I always loved that idea. I would love to teach and maybe try and help people learn things, because I like to learn. Number 37. If you could teach everyone in the world one concept, what concept would have the biggest positive impact on humanity? I'm going to go for it again. It's going to be understanding. Understanding, but not agreeing or disagreeing or shit like that. Um, I think that is something that a lot of people don't understand. I was in a. Here, I'll go ahead and hit you with a personal one of my personal stories. I was in the car with my mom. I think she was talking about how a policeman beat his wife, right? Or something like I can't remember exactly the story. I said, "Oh, well, you know, I can only wonder why he did it, but that's really tragic to hear, right?" Or something like that. And she got in a disagreement with, which is that it doesn't matter. There should be no reason why you just don't do something. I don't know. It's basically the thing of you can understand something, right? But you don't have to agree with it or disagree with it. You can understand it. You know what I mean? Um, like, this podcast. Maybe you're listening to it, maybe you're understanding why I'm doing it is because I just need to talk to someone about my ideas. You might not agree with it. Hell, you might disagree with it, but you can at least understand it. That's what I would teach. Number 38. Is there a perfect balance between work and life? And if so, what does it look like? Hey yo. Hey y'all. I think sometimes work and life can intertwine, especially if it's something you're passionate about. Not saying that's your dream job because dreams are supposed to be dreams. Don't go for your dreams because you might just end up disappointed when you're having to work 9 to 5, and if you don't do it, then you're gonna die. But yeah, there is a balance between work and life. Um, it's just making good use of your, you know, work. We work. You will have to do it for money. If you don't do it for money, you die. Maybe you starve to death on the street. Who knows? Uh, but it's all about the time you use after the work or before work. That's what makes it special. Um, I would say just like I don't know. It's tough because I wanna do a hippie answer like, well, you should spend time with your family, but at the same time, you need to look out for your own interest, right? And if maybe your interest is like learn how to build a boat, then maybe you should look up a YouTube video and learn how to build a boat and do that. Um, the balance of work and life is a balance of self-interest and the interest of others. Um, spending time with others, making sure you conserve those connections with people, uh, important as much as doing your own thing and being able to pursue your goals. And so, as long as work doesn't overtake that, then yeah. And actually, work might be the pain of life that we were talking about earlier, which is that without going to work and having to bust your booty hole, maybe you wouldn't be able to appreciate the stuff that you do get to do when you're home, right? And I know that sounds like some corporate chill kind of talk. Listen, standing for 8 hours, having to do this monotonous task of screwing toothpaste caps on toothpaste bottles, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory style. Uh, it makes your life worth living. But I kind of agree with it. Uh, let's see. At number 39, do you think modern technology brings people closer together or further apart? Uh, I think. Oh, this is gonna be another long one. Okay, so I think it's all about how you use it. Modern technology can be very useful in bringing people together. Imagine it like this. Imagine you're playing D&D. Oh man, I don't have anyone in my town that loves to play D&D. Get online, you meet some people who like to play D&D, right? You play it online, boom, you're being brought closer together with those people. But there's the flip side of it, which is that maybe the people in your real life who don't play D&D like to play volleyball and you like to play volleyball, right? You're spending more time playing D&D than you are playing volleyball. So people might be like, "Oh, technology is pulling them apart from us." No, they're just going somewhere else, honey. Um, that's the big thing. Man, that was simple actually. So, modern technology does bring people together, but it takes it apart from someone else, right? Maybe you're watching like a YouTube video on makeup, right? But you're not doing makeup with your girlfriends. Uh, then of course, think about it, and you're like, ah, technology people apart. I remember when we would just do makeup with each other, not watch people do makeup, right? Those people are just moving into a different direction. They feel like they are included somewhere better. Unless they're talking about technology where people have to text each other and in the same house, right? If that's the case, then yeah, that can we feel a little like technology is a wedge between people. But at the same time, um, I don't know. That's a tough one because I was gonna say, would a good relationship someone else would it be a struggle? Would it be a pain in the to do? Like, does the does the effort of having to talk to you face to face versus in an online call, something like that? What's the big difference? I don't know. Tough to say. My overall answer probably is no. Doesn't bring or doesn't uh take people further apart from each other. It brings people closer, but it really depends on the situation. More often than not, the people who are more glued to technology, right? They are feeling a lot better and more close to something else that they can actually get to now that they can't immediately do physically. Number 40. What does it mean to live a good life? Uh, I'm pretty sure I already answered this one again. What does it mean to live a good life? Live it for yourself. Have a good life by living it for yourself and um, you know, keep good relationships. I don't know, just explore what you wish to explore in this world before your time runs out. To do to live a good. Yeah, it's still maybe that's the issue is that my answer is such a realized thing that it's like, wow, thanks for the specifics, thanks for this generic ass answer, dude. But it's true. It's fucking true. Um, living a good life is to live for yourself. Yeah. What else to add to it? 41. Is justice always equitable or is it influenced by culture? Let me go make sure I'm reading this. Equitable.
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 Fair and impartial. No. It's all on perspective, baby. I'm just saying there were once some wacky laws. There are some laws that that are current day that people like, what the fuck is this? Um, I believe in some Middle Eastern countries, a woman is not allowed to um, leave her residence without the presence of of a male. I believe. I'm not too certain about that. That might just be my Western. I'm just might be uh, freaking. What is it? That might just be Western propaganda or something like that. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. That some women are not allowed to leave the house without the presence of a male there, accompanying them wherever they're going. So, you know, that's not something that happens over here in the States. Uh, so their culture versus our culture, it's very different. Um, and from their perspective, maybe it's fair, it completely makes sense. Maybe from our perspective, it doesn't. You know, maybe our culture makes them like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know, it's all about perspective. You know, it's like cannibalism. If someone believes in cannibalism, right, and they do it, they obviously have the belief that it is fair. Not everyone believes in that, though. A lot of people don't. But that's how some people feel. They feel like it is a fair thing to do. Number 42. How does individual freedom contribute to or detract from societal harmony? Again, this goes back to the idea of tribalism, which is where people will join together on a concept or an ideology that is not common. You know, it is not what society believes in, and that's what they believe in, right? They will basically say, "Nope, we don't believe in the whole societal thing." And to that, the individual freedom can cause a disturbance in societal harmony because not everyone's agreeing upon it, right? Um, it's like politics, you know what I mean? Politics are a good way to show societal harmony and individual freedom. In the United States, everyone has the individual freedom to vote for who they believe in, right? Um, and that is good, but also bad, right? Because you get a big giant split in the middle where a lot of people are disagreeing with each other, being like, "Yeah, I think this is how things should be run." Well, I think this is how this should be run, right? Makes it where it's tough to have everyone agree on one outlook. Number 43. What role should government have in regulating human behavior? Um, that's tough. That's a tough one. Part of me believes that the government. Again, this is assuming that it's a just government. You know, um, they need to regulating human behavior. That's tough. Maybe it's like making the best kind of play area for people. You know what I mean? Like, but in society, right? Making sure people have the right circumstances, the chances, the policies, all that stuff to succeed if that's what they wish, right? That's all you can really do. So, you know, I don't think it should be like, oh, well, they need to do everything or they need to stay the fuck out of the way. Um, you know, it's like, I don't know. If there's too much, right, people depend on it. But if there's not enough, then people wonder why you're even there. So I think a medium amount of regulation would be good. Just making things safer, you know, making things much more call it equal opportunity. Hell yeah. Number 44. Is progress always beneficial or can it sometimes be detrimental? Um, I guess it depends in the long run or in the immediate kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like everyone thought Bitcoin and NFTs were going to be like the next big thing, the progress, right? Um, or actually, no, that's a bad example. Let me go with a different one. It's kind of like how nowadays everyone has an oven, everyone has like electrical based things, right? Or like a cell phone, right? Everyone has a cell phone, but the problem with it is that, um, say cell phones, say there's a really bad solar flare and all cell phones become obsolete. There's nothing that you can do; they won't work, right? And then people have to do things that they would have done on their phones, but in real life. You know what I mean? um, maybe that's not too bad for some people, but for others, it's like, oh shit. Well, now I actually have to, drive to the bank and I have to grab my money from there instead of, or I need to transfer my money from there instead of just doing it on my phone. Um, so I think it's only when people are unable to do the basic stuff, when there is no longer an option for that, that is when we have progressed too far, because now you can't you can't do it the other way. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. What are the ethical implications of advancements in artificial intelligence on society? Oh, I want to go. I want to go. I can't. I can't do this. Sorry. Um, it's just this question. Ugh, you know, what are the ethical implications of advancements in artificial intelligence on society? Well, in the reality of it, I would assume that a lot of people are going to get steamrolled, right? People are going to get replaced, because why not? Just save some fucking money, get these little artists and writers the fuck out of here. It's kind of funny as well because um a lot of people thought, at least as me, a 25-year-old growing up in society, everyone thought uh robots and AI would take over labor jobs, right? Because who the fuck gives a flying shit if you replace a little factory worker? But, and maybe they have a little, but they've mostly been replacing like very artsy type things, you know? Like things that you would essentially believe require the human touch, absolutely. Um, but now it's like, yeah, just the AI create like an image or a movie or a song, you know. I think that's the tough part about it. The ethical oh boy. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Ethical implications of artificial intelligence. Society. Huh. Maybe it's that I just know how it makes me feel. People will say that it doesn't matter. Like I guess the implications that it can all be done with an AI. So why give any care to people who actually do it? It's kind of like, what is it? It's like people who run the printing press, right? That's outdated, you know. Now you just have factories that just pump that shit out like it's nothing. Um, so maybe maybe one day someone's gonna be like, "Are you still drawing with a pen and paper? Whoa, dude, you're old school." You know. I don't know. I don't think that answers the question, but who cares? Number 46. How do art and culture influence societal norms and politics? Um, culture? How? What? How do art and culture? What? Isn't culture like just fucking? That is like societal norms and politics, is it not? Am I being a big tism here or something? Culture influences societal norms and politics. What are you talking about? What? That is the societal norms and politics. That's what a culture is. Am I wrong? Let me Google this real quick. That's right. I'm not gonna fucking think about it. Look it up in a book. Culture is the collection of behaviors, values, and beliefs that are shared by a group of people. Now, don't you think that's societal norms and politics? What the fuck is this question? Hello? That's literally like the only separator is art. So I may as well just say how do art influence societal norms and politics? Um, or better yet, how does art influence culture? That'd be a much better question. Um, I think art can make people feel a certain way. You know, it can make them feel horny. It can make them feel sad, happy, all this other shit, right? Maybe you, I don't know. Maybe your art is like you draw a dead baby, makes people say, okay, I want a law banning this kind of image. Or something like that. Maybe it makes people think, and they're like, you know what? We need to stop starving children. Okay, the children need to eat. We need to let them eat. Let them eat cake. God damn it. So I think there's a good way that it can change. There's also the other aspect of like, what is it? Oh. Trying to think here. What's a positive way that influences, like, I don't know, it can make people think about their life, maybe how it's fucked. You know what I mean? They'll be like, we need to fucking do this, bro. We need to go against these motherfuckers. I don't know. That's my answer. Number 47. Is it possible for societies to exist without laws? No, I don't think it is. It's anarchy. Anarchy is against, you know, construct of societal norms and rules and laws and all that shit. No, I don't think it is. Um, Possible for societies to exist without law? No, I don't think so. Because some people, I guess it would be like a free for all. The only moral, I guess, in like a big old hypothetical, maybe it would be possible if instead of laws there was morals and people did actually believe in those morals, because that's just like a different set of laws. That's like a personal set of laws, you know what I mean? In a very morally rich society, uh possibly, yeah, no laws and all that shit. uh if we want to use morals instead, if we're saying no laws at all, even the moral laws, then no, it would be a free for all. I could go out, I could stab someone, because why not? Who's gonna stop me? Number 48. What are the implications of the growing gap between the rich and the poor? I think I was talking about this earlier, but for me, it's not even like, can't be. It's not like, oh, you can't be rich, bitch. You need to listen. People are poor, okay? They gotta stop being poor, man. No, nothing like that. It's just that um, if you let it stagnate too long, then there will be something, and it's probably gonna be something that completely breaks the machine. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you don't get your oil checked every now and then, your whole fucking car might die because you didn't get it checked. It's not greased, it's not lubed up, it's not flowing, dude. Um, so the growing gap is pretty bad because with without money, the people can't spend, right? So the shit that you make is going to lose you money because no one's buying it, right? That means that you can't pay the people who are working for you, and then those people don't have money. They can't spend the money that they don't have on products. You know what I mean? The cycle has to continue, right? It's something that's been like this forever, right? But it's getting to the point where people can't even do it anymore, right? Let's not give everyone $1 million and fucking let them spend. It's called make things fucking. It's not like make it a fucking bargain. It's called stop milking every fucking dollar out of us. You know, the common people have some fucking decency and be like, you know what? Here's a fair bargain. Here's a fair trade, right? That makes sense. It's good. It's Gucci. But when you're like, yeah, so and the loaf of bread is gonna be $15 now, then you're fucked. Because I'm not gonna buy your goddamn bread. Then I'm gonna starve. Then I'm gonna be dead. Now you're not getting any money from me. I'm dead. So, all right. Continue on. Number 49. How do personal biases shape our views on society? It shapes everything. What are you, stupid? If there are some people who believe that, I don't know, what is this? How do personal biases shape our views on society? They just do. I guess I have to explain this like I'm a teacher. So basically, personal biases are what you see in the world, and it may be things, it might be beliefs that you grew up with, either religious ones or moral ones, maybe even ones that were just taught to you by your parents because that's what they believe in, because maybe they learned it from their parents or something like that, which we call generational beliefs or generational, whatchamacallit. Yeah, I think it's just generational beliefs. It's kind of like if your grandma is a Christian because she deeply believes in Christianity, but your mom's a Christian, but she doesn't really believe in it, but she is Christian because her mother is, and then you're a Christian because your mom is, but you have literally no fucking, belief in that kind of stuff. That's what we call generational belief. But it can also apply to other things like morals and viewpoints on society. But yes, your personal biases, which you have probably gotten from someone else or you have developed by yourself from experiencing things through life, shapes your view on society because um, it's what you believe in. It's how you see the world. There are some things that are hard line, like, if someone dies, usually a very sane person will be like, okay, they are dead. Some people don't believe in that though, and that's their belief. Sometimes they believe in spirits or ghosts or hauntings or something like that. That is also part of their belief. It's why some people, it's why some of us do believe in ghosts, some of us don't. It's because of personal beliefs. And that's how it affects society, because society, people start making like spooky horror movies or something like that because there is a belief in ghosts or spirits or something like that. So many people do believe in it that people see the prospect of entertaining people by creating something that involves that belief or personal bias. Thank you. Maybe I should go look what a personal bias is. Personal bias refers to learned beliefs, opinions, or attitudes. Wow, I'm so fucking smart. That people are unaware of and often reinforce stereotypes. There you go. There's another. When I was saying like you're a Christian, but you don't know why because your mother is. He only knows why because her mother is, or something like that. 9 behavioral biases in healthcare, BOI. availability bias, limited attention bias, learned helplessness bias. What the fuck is this? And behavioral biases. Availability bias. It's easy for our brains to get used to a situation, particularly when it repeats itself over time. The more a person gets used to it, the easier this event comes to mind. Availability biases work like this and overweigh the likelihood of an event happening based on beliefs. But beliefs don't represent reality, they are an interpretation of it. Taking this kind of bias into consideration when designing medical solutions helps understand how patients are prone to react. I want to see what this learned helplessness. Learned helplessness bias. The belief that one has little control over a situation and that no action can improve or change an outcome. In this case, the perception that a disease progression is out of a person's control may lead to a lack of proper monitoring or treatment adherence. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna go with the other thing. I think this is, yeah, here we are. Behavioral biases in healthcare. So that's more about healthcare stuff, but it still does, you know, it does align to what I was talking about. Like types of unconscious bias. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, there's like gender bias, ageism, name bias, beauty bias. So people just have unconscious shit that's going on. Do personal biases shape our view? Again, it's because it's what you're thinking, and if enough people are also on the same wavelength of that, then yeah, they'll be like, okay, this is now something that society believes in, or is a stereotype, blah blah blah, whatever. Number 50. Should there be limits to freedom of speech, and if so, what should those limits be? Burger. I don't think there should be a limit on freedom of speech, but I think everyone should be educated properly, because a lot of people are very stupid nowadays. And that's not just me speaking, because I'm growing up and I'm starting to become one of those types that's like, everyone's dumb besides me. But it's true. A lot of people are falling behind on education. It's not a, you need to go look it up yourself, bro. You need to see what they're actually telling you. It's people are actually just like not understanding a lot of things that are going on. And they're even when confronted with factual knowledge of like a difference than what they had believed in, they will refute it and they won't believe in it still. And that's the real issue, is that we are going into a belief-based society instead of a factual one. It is no longer a, here's the thing as well, right? Is that it's just like, maybe my old thing of what I was saying was also dangerous. The whole understanding but not agreeing with it. Like I don't know. You can understand why I brush my teeth, but maybe you don't believe in it and you don't agree with it, right? Now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of scary. Yeah. There is no like, there should be a general baseline for understanding stuff, and it makes me very disappointed and sad to see a lot of people don't have that. It's not even like, you know, people don't understand the quantum theory like I do. It's like people are actually not being able to understand where oxygen comes from. Like people don't understand that oxygen comes from trees. It's like, I don't understand none of that. Like, of course, oxygen comes from other places, of course, but I'm talking like the basic shit here. They don't know about any of this, and it makes me very sad and disappointed. Some people even like, they go beyond that. They're like, yeah, trees aren't even real, and it's all a lie. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me so fucking disappointed and sad. So no, I don't think there should be any limits of freedom of speech. It should be working from the opposite end. People should be educated more properly and to make sure that they understand the concepts that are being taught to them. There are a lot of people are becoming more and more fucked because they don't understand simple concepts. Um, I know there are some like, and I know social media is not the best place to learn about stuff, but there are some videos where, and I don't know if it's fake or not. I hope it is. But there's some like girls or something that can't understand um just general concepts or something, like they do not understand science behind it, and makes me entirely disappointed. um and makes me kind of question how someone can let someone else get to that point in life without telling them about how things work. What I mean, it almost feels cruel. Okay, let's go back to question 30 and summarize all this stuff. 50 questions, and I don't know if I should do a 1 and 2 part, or if it should be, oh, I might have to make this part 1 out of 5 something, because we are already like 2.5 hours in. All right, so number 30, what would life be like if we never experienced pain? Or I think number 32 is where we were last left off at. What is freedom? Freedom is the choice to wish. But if we're talking like absolute freedom would be able to um literally do whatever, right? It would be to not be limited by anything, physical, mental, emotional, blah blah blah, moral, any of that kind of shit. If we're talking freedom as in like the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, stuff like that in America, it is that freedom to express, but also to accept that there are responsibilities as well as what is, not risks. Uh oh, I'm blanking out on the word that I used. Um Risks and what? Repercussions. There you go. Repercussions. It is also accepting them. Number 33. Can too much freedom be a bad thing? Yes, too much freedom can be a bad thing. Because a lot of people then believe that they can do whatever they want because they don't understand the concept of, um, you know, what you the responsibilities and the repercussions, and also too much freedom can lead to tribalism, which is where people believe in certain things that aren't very well accepted by society, and therefore a new movement arises, and that kind of stuff can, I don't know. I guess that could be threatening to some people, but at the same time, it's like, there was a point in society where people were like, "Yeah, slavery's okay." Then people were like, "No," and people probably saw the people being like, "Slavery's not cool, dude." And they probably saw him as like, "What the fuck? You're threatening my society." So, continuing on. Number 34. Should we have to pay for basic needs such as food, water, and shelter? Yes, people build that shit. You know, if it's not you doing it, then someone else is doing it, and they should be paid for it. And I know. Number 35. Should education be free? Um, I guess for both of these questions, number 34 and 35, uh, if you can do it yourself, then yeah, it's gonna be free, of course. But I feel like education, that's the reason why they had to separate it from the food, shelter, and water. Because food, shelter, and water are physical things that you need to actually need to survive. Education, not really. I mean, it makes it where you can survive better or maybe enjoy life a little bit better, but not really necessary, right? So that's why I think it should be free. That's kind of like if they put a paywall on the Mona Lisa, right? Which I guess they kind of do because you have to pay to go into the museum, right? Um, but you can always see it online. That's what I mean. Books should be free and available to everyone, right? I don't think they should be paywalled, but then it's like, oh, but what about, paying the author the money so that way they get they get money for what they wrote. They wrote down their knowledge. Fuck you. Give me your knowledge for free, asshole. Number 36, if happiness were the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich? I would love to teach or to entertain. Those are always great things for me. They seem like real fun. And something that I feel like a lot of people would be happy by. I don't know about you, but when I learn something, I feel very happy with myself. And especially if someone else is teaching me, I love that person. Like, thank you for teaching me this. Entertainment, of course. Watching funny YouTube videos, I'm like, yes, 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 clapping my hands. Let's see. I lost my number 37. If you could teach everyone in the world one concept, what concept would have the biggest positive impact on humanity? Understanding, but not agreeing or disagreeing or anything like that. You can understand something without having to agree or disagree, but then again, now that I've recently done, I think, question 50 or 48, 9 or 8, I'm starting to maybe think about that a little bit further of acceptance, but not agreeing to it, or not acceptance, understanding, but not agreeing or understanding, disagreeing with it, blah blah blah. But I'd still teach it. Why not? Number 38. Is there a perfect balance between work and life? And if so, what does it look like? Work is there to make you have pain. Life is there to make you feel pleasure. That is the perfect balance. Bada bing. Number 39. Do you think modern technology brings people closer together or further apart? I think it brings them closer together. It's just that some people see it as bringing people further apart because those people are moving away from the person who believes it is taking that person away from them. But those people are on their own journey and they're going to choose what they want to do in life. Bada bing. Number 40. What does it mean to live a good life? To live a good life is to live life how you wish to do it. Simple as that, baby. Number 41. Is justice always equitable? Or is it influenced by culture? It is almost always influenced by culture. Again, laws change for a reason, baby. And there is a lot there is a lot of people who, if there was enough of that belief, then that would be how it is. Let's put it like this, right? I like to always bring up the whole World War II and the Nazis and all that. Let's look at the Nazis. Do you think they thought, hey, this is bad? No. A lot of them thought, yes, we are doing good work here. And they thought they were in the right? But they weren't. I think everyone could agree they were not. But it doesn't stop them from believing they were. So, again, justice is only a concept that people like to think that they have control over. How does individual freedom contribute to or distract from societal harmony? Individual freedom can make it impossible for some things because a lot of other people disagree with the societal message. Like maybe society says, hey, I don't know. That's a tough one because again, now that I brought up the whole example of slavery, I kind of wonder if the people who had the individual freedom of saying, hey, that's not okay, right? I kind of wonder if society first saw them and were like, dude, you're ruining our societal harmony, you know? So sometimes it can be good. Then you have other times where it's like, oh, by the way, uh, yeah, Earth is flat, dude. And it's like, okay. And then, who knows? Maybe something will happen there. What role should government have in regulating human behavior? They shouldn't really regulate it too much. They should just make the way clearer for people, present opportunities and such, make it as safe as a place to try and develop, I think that's all they should be regulating in human behavior is the environment, not the individual. Ooh. Number 44, is progress always beneficial or can it sometimes be detrimental? There are sometimes progress is beneficial, though and sometimes it can be detrimental the because of how fast it does move. Um, it's kind of like it's kind of like when you want to play your video game, but they have a EULA or EULA agreement, and you're not reading through it, but something in there is like very important, and you should probably read it. It's probably the same thing where like, too much progress at once can, what is it? It can, what is it? What is it? I'll just make up a word for it. It can retrovise a lot of things that recently just happened. You know what I mean? Like if they make a product that is 1,000 times better than something that just came out, it just kind of makes that thing that just came out piece of garbage shit poop ass, right? Too much progress at once. Anyways, continuing on. Number 45, what are the ethical implications of advancements in artificial intelligence on society? So I think I understand this. It's basically saying what is going to happen. I think a lot of people will just be pushed out of their job. And that's no different than what's happened already. Like there's a lot of factory workers that got pushed out of their jobs by robots or shit like that. But they had to find work somewhere else. I don't know how this is going to go though, because they are artificial intelligence is quite literally taking over like the stuff that really needs a human's touch, like art and writing and shit like that. Um, I guess we'll see who wins at the end of the day. Number 46, how do art and culture influence societal norms and politics? Again, this question is a little dumb because culture is societal norms and politics as well as a few other things, but art influences it by either making people feel an emotion or says something about the society or the culture that people live in, right? Like maybe your culture is you have to bow before everyone, and maybe someone makes an image, maybe someone makes art, like someone who bowed too hard and their spinal cord is like flying out of their back or something. Maybe people are looking at that and they're like, why do we bow? That's kind of stupid. Let's change that up. Right. It's bringing imagination or creativity to something that is common or uncommon and highlights it. There you go. Number 47. Yeah. Is it possible for societies to exist without laws? If they have, it depends on what you contribute as a law. If we're talking morals, I think a very morally high society could exist. But the thing is that morals are just kind of like personal laws. It's like you don't kill someone because you personally don't believe in it, right? It's your own law. It's your own restriction that you place on yourself in life, right? Um, so if we're talking like that is a law, but personally, then no, I don't think any can exist because without them, it would be a free for all. You know, I could go and set houses on fire, and then what society do you have then? A bunch of houses on fire, you know? But it can't exist if you have a morally high society. 48. What are the implications of the growing gap between the rich and the poor? I would imagine. Let me go see what implications. Listen, I know I'm a big smart, but I'm very tired right now. Implication: the conclusion that can be drawn from something, although it is not explicitly stated. So it's kind of like what I right, where I was like, it's a circle, it's a cycle, right? And it's becoming more stagnant because people can't spend their money on the products that the people are producing, and then those people will lose money, so they can't give the employees any money to buy the products. Bada bing. But hey, you want to know what happens if you actually invest in people and make sure that they, it's not like give everyone $1 million, right? Because that doesn't help anyone. But I'm saying invest it in places or things where people can prosper and grow, and then those people will start making money, and then they can spend that money, right? Number 49. How do personal biases shape our views on society? If enough people come together with the same bias, they can create something. That's kind of how we got together with slavery, and how the Nazis did the whole thing with the Jewish people. Everyone was like, you know what? I do agree that those people are bad people and we need to do something about them, right? So, um, that's kind of how it happens. And, that's the thing, is that biases are always changing. Like, sometimes I didn't really talk about it. All I talked about was the generational beliefs and all that. Like, maybe your grandma's racist, right? And then your mom is kind of racist, and then you were told that you have to be racist against people, but you don't really understand why. Maybe you disagree with it, or maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, well, my mom says I have to be racist, so I guess I have to. I think that does happen sometimes, though. Unconsciously, I think it happens. Um, but what was I bibbling about? How do personal biases shape our views on society? I created such a funny haha. Oh yeah, there's also the reversal of it, right? So if you have a highly racist parent, right, being around that, you might be like, okay, well, my parent was highly racist, so I'm gonna go the opposite way. I love people of color, right? Um, that's basically what I mean, is that there could also be a reverse. There could be a introversion, or what you call it. Yeah, basically it just shifts the other way instead. Should there Number 50. Last question, because I can't do this. This is like 3 hours of me bibbling about 50 questions. Number 50. Should there be limits to freedom of speech, and if so, what should those limits be? So I don't think I answered it too thoroughly, but I don't think there should be limits to freedom of speech. I think there should just be a reinforcement of education and making sure that people are educated in science, factual things, not beliefs. Okay, you can have your beliefs, that's perfectly fine, but you need to make sure that people understand the actual truth. You know what I mean? Um, I'm sorry. There might be some people who disagree with what I'm saying, which is perfectly fine because it's your belief. But I think a lot of people put their personal beliefs above everyone else, or actual scientific things, um and I think that's stupid, and you're dumb, and I don't really like you. That's just my personal belief, because you're ruining my fucking society. Just because you fucking believe And like, I don't know. How do I say something without offending any listeners or something like that? But just because you believe in something that might like hold value to you, like, I don't know, maybe you fucking believe in the flying spaghetti creature or something like that, and he knows all and sees all or something like that. So fucking what? Where's your fucking flying spaghetti monster right now? Okay, because I can go drop a rock on the ground and it doesn't turn into fucking spaghetti. I'm so fucking stupid. I'm so dumb. Uh, what I'm trying to say here, right, is that shut the fuck up with your stupid beliefs, you idiots, right? Because even though they are your beliefs, and fair enough, I don't really give a flying shit. I don't like it that sometimes I have to fucking navigate around someone else's belief, even though my thing is scientifically correct. Okay. I don't fucking care. Shut up, bitch. Okay. Anyways, um, oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it's about 3 hours of the podcast, and we're only 50 questions into the 250 a question thing, philosophical questions. So, if you liked this, please let me know, and I will do further ones in the future. Actually, I'll probably still do it, even if you don't like it. So prepare for the other 4 parts of this podcast. It kind of sucks because we're moving on to some more interesting ones, like philosophical questions about growing up. When do children become adults? Are adults as curious as kids? At what age does an adult become old? I think those would be much more interesting to talk about. There's my cat in the background. Yeah. I want to thank everyone for listening to my podcast of Within the Flesh, episode number 38. Hopefully you enjoyed some of these philosophical questions. You were able to answer some in your head. Maybe you agreed with me on some of them, and maybe you didn't. That's perfectly. I think it's cool beans. But okay. Thank you all for listening or watching. Uh, I love you all, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Toodaloo and boo bye.